Brock Purdy fans are mad at me, even though literally the only reason this channel exists was to defend Brock Purdy from Ryan Hensley. But Brock Purdy fans are mad at me now because I did to Brock Purdy what I did to Patrick Mahomes, which is disprove the narrative that he didn't have enough time. So 2nd down, plenty of time, Xavier Worthy wide open. He throws it into double coverage, incomplete. But everybody blames the offensive line for that. Here's another one, 3rd and 3, plenty of time. Hollywood Brown running wide open right in front of his face. He doesn't see it, he panics, he throws it away. Offensive line's fault, apparently. So the claim that Patrick Mahomes had no time, you want to see what no time, here's what not having any time actually looks like. Okay, let me show you what not having any time actually looks like. So here's Joe Montana running on fumes a year out from retirement against Buddy Ryan's defense, who had a bounty on him. When the rules were not stacked in the quarterback's favor the way they are today, here's how Joe Montana handled not having enough time. When you guys try to exaggerate that Patrick Mahomes had no time or when Brock Purdy had no time, this is what not having any time actually looks like. And my point is, Patrick Mahomes and Brock Purdy do have time. Here's Brad Graham. Here's Brad Graham, SF Niners, complaining about bad offensive line play. He crops it, right? So it looks like, oh wow, look at the blitz. Brock Purdy has no time. Something must be done about this. Hold on a second. It's the quarterback's job to diagnose the blitz. Had he done so, he would have known to dump it off to Juice, who was open in the flat. If he wants, he can take the risk and throw an anticipatory pass to Ayuk, who's also open. But that's not the offensive line. You actually want the defense to come with those kinds of blitzes. You notice they don't blitz Tom Brady that way because they're going to get cooked. You can't blitz Joe Montana or Tom Brady like that. You're going to get cooked. And by the way, Brock Purdy used to cook that type of blitz. His first season, his second season, when he was more locked in, right? He didn't have marriage. He didn't have media obligations. He didn't have commercials. He was more locked in. He used to cook that kind of blitz. This one was against the Cardinals. There's another one against Miami. This was his very first game. So, yeah, when Brock was locked in his rookie season and his second season, he handled it no problem. And they had to back off. They had to stop doing it because he was cooking them every time. So that's all I'm saying is Patrick Mahomes got accustomed to winging it because he was so athletic in his prime. And Brock kind of got used to running around and making plays and not playing within the structure of the offense. And this is what happens. Here's a 2nd down. You just want to pick up a little bit of the yardage you lost on 1st down. Mason is wide open. Kittle open as well. Brock ends up panicking and running for a 1-yard gain. And people blame the offensive line for that. Here's a 1st down. Brock, for whatever reason, chucks it to Juszczyk, who's completely covered. Mason was wide open. Now Joe Montana used to say that Bill Walsh used to say, but they used to say that, if a defense gave up a 4-yard run, they would feel terrible about it, right? Like the defense failed. So he felt the same way about a 4-yard pass. So he would have no problem dumping it off to Mason. And Tom Brady had that same mentality. So if you guys are wondering why the 49ers offensive line is always ranked a little bit higher by PFF and Sharp Analytics than fans perceive it to be, this is why. Because it's not actually the offensive line's fault. They're not great. They're average. The offensive line, the pass protection, their pass protection is average. It's average. A lot of these sacks, a lot of these pressures are because of the quarterback's failure to properly diagnose the defense. The 49ers offensive line woes are primarily the running game. Their inability to pick up, 3rd and short the way they used to consistently in the past. I would say that's where they're weak. Whatever. Whatever, dude. Like, come on. It's not true. You guys are crazy. You guys talking about, like, Brock has no time, Mahomes has... They do have time. There's guys wide open. They do have time. Now, somebody mentioned that... Kyle doesn't give Brock the ability to audible. Okay. That's fair. That's fine. But he can't even handle this. He can't. What do you want? Show me you can handle this first, then we'll get to the audibles. What do you mean? Just go to the wide open guy. Could you handle that? Could you handle that? Mason is wide open underneath. You're telling me they're like, oh, Mason's not like a receiver. What are you talking about? I could catch that ball. What the hell are you talking about? A 5-yard pass? I could catch a 5-yard pass. What in the hell are you He's a professional football player. Jerome Bettis could catch a 5-yard pass. What are you talking about? Can't get. So does that mean I think the 49ers shouldn't pay Brock Purdy or that the Chiefs should cut Patrick Mahomes? No, what I'm saying is they need to improve. I don't know why. What is the hostility there? What is the disagreement there that they need to improve reading defenses? Well, where is the hostility coming from? That it's clearly true. They clearly got enamored with their ability to make plays on the run. That's a fact. They're clearly not reading defenses the way they did earlier on in their career, at least for Brock. Mahomes kind of got away with it a little bit early on in his career with just the sheer athleticism. But I don't even know where how could you guys even argue that? You guys think that's not true? You guys are disagreeing with me? So it doesn't mean that the Chiefs should cut Mahomes or the 49ers shouldn't pay Brock. I'm just saying they need to improve in these areas. And I think you hear that in Tom Brady's voice as well when he's watching, the frustration in his voice, because like these are things that the quarterbacks, at least when I was growing up, these are things that they did like automatic just to get on the field. You had to be able to do that. These days it's a little bit different. So I guess my standards are a little bit different. Here's a 3rd and goal. Brock ended up forcing an interception, right? He's getting pressured, correct. So throw it away. Throw it away. The one thing you don't do is force it in this situation. You throw it away. Or you hit Mason for maybe no yardage gained, or maybe he breaks a tackle and gets into the end zone. Who knows? But you don't force an interception here. That's all I'm saying. I don't know. I don't know what you guys are mad at me about. I don't think I'm saying anything untrue.